So that Barcelona game against Athletic was actually one of Barcelona's better games. And, they've been in this nice run of form here. And Messi's waking up. And I thought that Athletic game was a good performance, but they've also since followed that game with a good performance. But with specifically that Athletic game, what did you see from Barcelona that worked in beating them? And are there things there that Real Madrid don't do as well as Barcelona when it comes to approaching a low block like that?
I think the main issue is that we don't have a Messi and a Dembele. That's
a laughter of sadness, of like accepting a dark reality. Just nothing you can do but laugh. We don't have a Messi. It's unfortunate. We have a Lucas Vazquez. Will that work?
Not quite. For the main reason that this worked. Barcelona's approach worked well against Athletic because they have dribblers. They have some of the best dribblers in the league. In the case of Real, our best dribbler is constantly injured. We would hope that Asaq could, we need Asaq for this game because his dribbling would be vital to break down this defense. If Vinicius could go back to last season's dribbling form, that would also be nice. Because I would say that, yes, having players who are good on the 1-versus-1 on the dribble, that's how Barcelona managed to break Athletic down, which is the thing where Real Madrid have been a bit lacking lately.
Yeah, and that's the dribbling component to it. When you say Barcelona have better dribblers, that's true. I think I would have been disappointed if that was... I guess a claim maybe one summer ago, because one of the things I was most excited about Eden Hazard when he first signed, obviously the world has completely changed since that time, but one of the things I was most excited about when Hazard first signed was his dribbling ability. He was one of the best dribblers in the Premier League. I believe he may statistically have been the best dribbler in the Premier League, but that's off the top of my head. That may not be true, may be true, but certainly he was in that sphere. And even like in his Real Madrid minutes, like if you looked at by the end of last season and his time on the field, he was still a really good dribbler. And Vinicius was the one that could mirror that in his own way. He was the one who would take players on. And you just don't have that this season. So if Lucas Vazquez is playing really well, so I don't want to take anything away from him, but I do wonder what role that Hazard will play in this game, because I actually thought, despite that Osasuna game being the worst XG that the club has had in some 5 years, I thought Hazard's performance was pretty good. I think there are things he could have done better, which I actually am writing about this week. But I thought it was an okay return to the pitch, and I wonder what the lineup will be like. Do you think so? A lot of people think that this is a good time, Jose, to rest and rotate because it's a Super Cup. And I actually do believe that's true. Last year when they announced this whole Spanish Super Cup and they had to go to Saudi Arabia for it, and it was a semifinal, it's a new semifinal thing, it's like a cup format, I had only half joked that they should just send Castilla, because I don't want to send everyone to Asia just to play this in the middle of a season where I'm more worried about okay, can they make a run in the league? Can they make a run in the Champions League and Copa? Can we keep everyone fresh? And sending Castilla would be what's there to lose? If they lose, then they were expected to lose, and if they win, great. But obviously that can't be, because reality is different. And I actually think that there is pressure on Zidane to win this thing, because, well, if you lose it, it's just going to further spiral the morale, and I think you want to get some momentum heading back into the league. So obviously they're going to play, but I wonder what do you think Zidane does in terms of rotations and starters? Will we see the nominal Casemiro, Kroos, Modric trio in midfield plus Benzema plus Ramos plus everyone? Vazquez, I guess maybe Vazquez will play right back because Carvajal's not playing in this one. But what do you think we'll see in terms of rotations and lineups?
So that's interesting, because this is where I'll base my take off.
Mm-hmm.
Benzema's Instagram.
Okay.
Oh, mostly,
Love it.
mostly because I've been seeing like he was posting like some videos of the training sessions like between today or yesterday, and it looked like a very starters versus substitute kind of thing, where
Hmm.
like it was very clear like the starting 11, what looked like a regular starting 11 versus the substitutes. And the main thing, and the guys that I was seeing starting there were Vinicius and Valverde. And I mean, that would make sense. Like, that would be giving our current dynamic, this Zidane's decisions and every decision making. I guess it would make sense to have mostly the same 11, but with, say, Vinicius on the left wing and Valverde started instead of Modric. I think, yeah, that would make sense to me.